Will stand through rain, sleet, snow, hail, and crawl across broken glass to vote for Donald Trump. Joe Biden supporters won't even click on a link to watch him do a Q&A. It's absolutely embarrassing. We have the momentum. We know we're going to do well in November.
I just say I know the people that do the polls. They don't do a fake. They do a really good job. They might not be accurate in the end. I don't know, but they do a great job.
Well, doesn't accuracy determine? Well, no, the people are great, but doesn't the accuracy determine how great it is?
I'm not saying they're Nostradamus, but I'm just saying they're math and they're professional. So I just don't call the Fox News pollsters fake.
Yeah. Well, the methodology's flawed at the very least. How's that?
That is what the president has said before, because he has complained that they have a smaller sample of Republicans that is not indicative of the number of people who voted last time. And so that is where that comes from.
After years of blindly following Trump, it seems that even the conservative network can see the writing on the wall here. This is Brian Kilmeade, who's normally plenty outspoken on Trump's behalf, seemingly reaching his breaking point with the White House's strategy of discrediting anyone and anything that isn't favorable to Trump. In this case, Hogan Gidley tries to claim to a Fox News host that Fox News' polling is fake, a point that Kilmeade clearly doesn't take kindly to. Bear in mind, the reason that Gidley is trying to discredit Fox News' polling, it's because the results of those polls bode really poorly for Trump. According to the latest Fox News polls, Trump is trailing in 3 battleground states. Biden's up 49-40 in Michigan, Biden's up 51-38 in Minnesota, and Biden's up 50-39 in Pennsylvania. All of these are massive deficits for an incumbent president, and so rather than change the White House's strategy, no, they'll just pretend that the polls are fake while Trump keeps doing the same exact thing that made him that unpopular in the first place. Now, with that said, we did begin to see Trump alter his behavior and try and play it off like he was debuting a, quote, new tone. But while the media was happy to lap it up, Trump speaking somberly while doing the exact same thing doesn't mean anything's changed. It just means that he made a minor surface-level tweak and tried to play it off as a rebranding. It wasn't. He's still using his daily press briefings to blame everything on China, to sow division between cities and the rest of the country, to claim that his administration is doing a great job, that there's more than enough testing and PPE. All this is putting lipstick on a pig, and anyone who's paying attention can clearly see that. What is abundantly clear is that this president will not change. He will always put himself and his political fortunes above the health and safety of the American people. That's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. Because he thought that it would be better for his re-election if he pretended like everything was great. And so he downplayed the virus for literal months while 140,000 Americans died. All because his branding is to, quote, keep America great, and acknowledging the devastating impacts of the outbreak would contradict that. If he's willing to go to those lengths to help his own political fortunes, then this is not a person who is ever considering other people. And any attempts to play it off like he is are just pure propaganda. In reality, the Donald Trump we see trying to discredit legitimate polls because they show an unfavorable reality is the only Donald Trump there is. And his mouthpieces like Hogan Gidley are no different, because all of these people would rather gaslight the American people than ever try to do the right thing or act in the best interest of this country. And while that blatant lying and faux populism might have worked in 2016 before people really knew who Donald Trump was, it's not going to work anymore. That's why you're seeing states like Pennsylvania and Michigan and Minnesota reject Trump by 10-point margins in these polls. That's why you're seeing networks like Fox no longer afraid to call the White House out for their own self-serving interests. Because the more Trump lies about that not being the case, the more everyone else is disgusted by his lies. So Hogan Gidley can continue to parrot his Trump talking points and wheel off the usual rally cries of fake news and fake polls, but we've reached the point where the only thing that's fake here is the administration's ability to govern, and the American people